Well, hello there, good evening, and welcome to round 4 of the GT Sport BTCC Blueprints with STDAsh84 Design Season 18, coming to you live at Tokyo over in Japan for this week, as well for next week, as that'll be the halfway point at Suzuka. But anyway, I'm Sean, and joining me in the booth is Liam yet again. How are you doing tonight, Liam?
I'm good. Interesting track, Tokyo. It's only been raced twice, I think. Usually brings up a lot of chaos and a lot of stewards reports, but I've been assured that this track should be a bit better, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers definitely crossed. This is sort of like the Monaco-ish Grand Prix, if you will, because there's, it's just walls, barriers, bridges, just everywhere. So no real... Well, I mean, every lap basically you've just got to concentrate, haven't you, Carl? Because if you don't, you're going to be tasting some barrier, and you don't want to be like too far ahead if the car's like behind you, because it could cause like a massive accident around here. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be some great racing tonight. Oh my goodness me, Piper just yeeted over the chicane and has just went off big time. And we caught that live on stream. Well, we'll switch it over to someone else. Anyways, before we get into the track itself, and Liam says, well done. Typical torpedo way, if you will. But anyway, coming towards the championship then, after last week, it's Degner. Ethan Graham leads the way still on 127 points. He is 5 points ahead of Lewis Edwards and Xavier McIntosh on 120. So there's only 7 points separating the top three in the standings. Then you've got Chris Clements on 107, Adam Piper, his teammate, on 106, Rob Schauer on 104, and Volbrecht on 102. So 4th to 7th is down by 5 points. Then you've got a bit of a gap between, we've got Medugas Katinas, that was the wrong person, there he is there, driving the Lexus. He sits on 77, Ash Sharp on 66, Liam New on 43, Jeffrey Westenborg on 36, tied with Leon Welsh, but again, Leon unfortunately not racing tonight. He is still ill, so he has been replaced by a newcomer there, which is Craig Roberts, sorry, my apologies, Craig Roberts. So we'll hopefully get to see Craig out racing with us and see what he can do. Evan Van Til on 30. He's now fully replaced Jordan Hogan, because as predicted, Jordan just doing Jordan Hogan things. So he's now kicked out the championship and Evan Van Til's took over. He sits on 30 points, and the new guy, the Danish guy, there he is there, Brockner, sitting there on 19. To the team's championships then, JS Motorsport on 229, Export 224, Vauxhall Motorsport 213. So top three only by 16 points. Peugeot Sport on 165, APG Motorsports 104, MG Sport and Racing 102, and the Team Atomic Kitten of the old Dutch driver lineup sit on 95 points. So Liam, 4th meeting of the championship, and it's all starting to take shape. 5 different winners in the 9 races, very close in the championship race, very close to the team's championship. It's this championship is starting to take a lot of shape here.
Yeah, as you say, we're getting towards the midpoint of the season where you start to realise who's title contenders, who's fighting for what position, who's the favourites for the team's titles, and everyone starts to know who they should be targeting.
You can already see a divide in the driver's standings from like Ethan Graham to Volbrecht, and then you've got like a huge gap in the points already between Volbrecht to Katinas. I don't know if it's maybe something that could be maybe look at for next season, have like a driver and then like a guy like, I don't know, say like have a Leon Welsh on the team too, and it could probably boosted the team's championship for that if that was the case. But I don't know, could be something to look forward to for next season. But anyway, let's talk about this track itself. Very interesting, because you got the start finish line, and the pits is over at the hairpin. It's not even at the start finish straight. So it's a very interesting and an intriguing racetrack, and there's not a lot of racing room about though, isn't there? There's some places on the track where it can get tight and narrow. Not really a lot of overtaking opportunities, really. I would say possibly the chicane and even the hairpin at that as well, because the first sector's pretty much a one-lane groove, and it's fast, and it's fast, and it's just all layout, isn't it? You got to get like extremely right to get a perfect overtake, especially the first sector.
yeah, your best chances are, as you say, maybe the hairpin, maybe the chicane if you've got enough of a nose in, but I think most will look to the main straight out of the hairpin, because that is just a good 30 seconds of just pure flat out get a toe, and that's going to be your best chance.
Indeed. So the cars head out for qualifying for 5 minutes then, so we'll have a look then at the drivers' tyres then. There's a look at Twan Volbrecht. He was the first to come out, and he is using his final set of mediums. We'll go through the medium set as it goes on. Hopefully the new driver knows about that. There's Volbrecht there, weaving left and right there, going into the chicane, and that's going to cause a little bit of an issue there. Ooh, that was a bit interesting from Volbrecht there, because it looked like Schauler was held up because he wanted to get the tool from McIntosh's teammate, and now he's lost the tool.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get told. The first 5 cars on the track are all on the mediums, and now Piper's going to get mugged. Clements and Graham are going to be side by side. They've all dithered about, and they're just going to get in each other's way.
Yeah, just going through the drivers lineup then, as you said then. So there's a look at Clements. He's on the super softs. Ethan Graham, as you say, on the mediums. Lewis Edwards also opting to go mediums in the first race. So a lot of drivers then getting the medium tyres out the way.
Yeah, it's Tokyo. Chaos can ensue, so it's probably a good bet. And they're all tripping over each other here.
Yeah, and Sharp has just kind of lost it at turn 1. And he's got damage on his MG, and he's also on a set of mediums. Then his new teammate there, Craig Roberts, and he's opting to go for super softs in the first race. Now, hopefully he will know that he doesn't have medium tyres for race 2, so therefore he's got to use mediums in the final race. So let's see if Craig can do anything spectacular. He didn't look too quick in practice, but hopefully he'll come faster as the races go on. Now then, meanwhile, it was Evan Tilver got into Sharp by the looks of it, so that will probably get reviewed up by the stewards come the end of the stream, as into the very tight chicane. Oh, they're going to be side by side, this contact. I mean, this is all just qualified. I can't imagine what it's going to be like during the race with that chicane.
Oh, now Edwards is going sideways and he's holding everyone up.
Oh yeah,
everyone wants to chase a toe. It's super strong around here, but they're losing time because they're all just falling over each other.
Well, Clements has gone to the pole, Graham in second, Volbrecht in third. But that'd be quite, I mean, Clements is using the super softs for the first race, and he's nearly half a second up on Ethan, who is using the medium tyres. And then you've got his teammate Volbrecht sitting third. Then you've got Jeffrey Westenborg, who's not lagging, and he's sitting in 4th place on those super softs there. So the team of Tom McKinnon driver there going up in 4th position. More changing about, going about, and the 2 MG Sport and Racing drivers then doing a 51 and a 49 respectively. Everyone still doing a 50.53. That's a long way off the place. Hopefully they can improve the next time by, as Westenborg giving Liam New a bit of a bump draft, trying to get by Adam Piper onto this long straightaway now. It is an absolute mess down here, with Edwards still leading the way, Piper sitting 10th, New 6th, and there's Westenborg in 4th.
Yeah, and Chris is on pole, and he's the one who's on his own. He's the one not chasing a toe, and it's working out for him.
So Edwards moves out of the way, out of Piper and New's way. Now let's see if that's... He's got another, at least I think he's got another qualifying. And I tell you what, actually, I mean, Clements is actually catching up with these guys that's ahead. So his qualifying could be hampered here. And yeah, he's just about backing off a little bit. But he's got to be careful here. No, he's moving out the way. Who's he letting by? That might be Ethan. No, that is Brock now. And this is a track that will favour the Lexuses. As we know, the Lexuses are very, very quick around here, as we've now got McIntosh now going into 2nd place, and he's now 2/10 slower than Clements' time. Adam Piper goes fastest, with a 140.115. It still puts him in 10th position, though. But we've got 10 seconds to go, and I think the guys at the chicane, I don't think they're going to have another lap in, unfortunately. So that will be Evan Van Til and Ash Sharp. They're not going to do another lap, I think. As well as Craig Roberts. Yeah, they've just crossed the line, and Sharp goes 12th, Van Til goes 13th, and Roberts goes 1:44, which is actually faster than he did in practice, so he's getting quicker now as Craig. Still maybe a little bit off the pace, but he's getting quicker. Anyway, there's your current pole sitter, Chris Clements. And he's going to get a good toe out of onto this long straightaway with Alexis, so this is really going to improve Clements' time here.
This pack of New, Piper, Westerbork and Edwards just isn't working. New's on super softs, he shouldn't even be with these guys. In fact, Piper's on super softs as well, so they shouldn't even be bothering with the others. When Edwards was at the front, he was on the mediums.
Westerborg's also on softs too, and he's down in 7th place, so there's been some movers and shakers that we haven't seen. Schauler in 4th. And there's Coutinho was good qualifying, he sits in 5th. Then you got Volbrecht down to 6th. Now let's see, any pole position changes then that's going to happen now as Ethan pulls into the pits. Here we go, then it's the flagman waves the checkered flag, and Volbrecht has got it on pole position with a lot of help from the toe from Xavier McIntosh. But then it's been beaten by Liam New, of all people. Liam New's got onto pole position. And here comes Clements, is he going to take back pole? No, he doesn't. So Liam New, a shock pole position.
Wow, just as I said, their pack wasn't working out, but then they did break away, so he and Piper obviously worked well together, but Volbrecht's nearly taking pole on the medium tyres. That's nearly as spectacular as Liam New taking pole. He was only half his 10th off.
I believe that's Liam New's 2nd ever pole position, because he had one at St. Croix, I believe. I think it was
so.
St. Croix, and it was Conor Heron that was 2nd by just like 7 thousandths off or something like that. But anyway, surprise then, new pole position there for Liam New. He starts on pole. Volbrecht 2nd, Clements, then Westerbork got up to P4. Then you got McIntosh in 5th, Graham in 6th, 7th for Schauler, Piper in 8th, Edwards down in 9th, Katinas in 10th, Brockner 11th, Sharp, Van Til and Roberts complete the 14-car field. Engine notes rise then, 11 laps around this tricky, tight Tokyo circuit, and away we go. Watch out for the Hyundai, see if they get off a good start. But it doesn't look like it to me. So Liam New's going to go into this series of fast corners then in the lead. Hopefully it's going to be all nice and tidy further back through the pack as Roberts trying to have a look on the inside of Van Til. And now the field then pretty much nearly single file there as Westerbork may have got a little tap from behind, and Clements has lost out. Oh no, sorry, go on.
He's put Schauler in the wall.
Oh, did he put Rob in the wall? And that's not going to make Rob very, very happy. But Clements has got up into 2nd place, and now he's going to try and go around the outside of Liam New into the hairpin for the first time. This is where the track gets slightly wider. And can Clements get the run out of the hairpin? Ethan Graham has gone by, and it looks like Clements has got the lead. But what's Volbrecht going to do? Is he going to get the toe from New, or is he going to help Clements? Well, Clements has gone through, so now Chris Clements, the season 15 champion, into the lead of this race. But again, there's another 11 laps to go. Wow, what was that? I don't know if Chris had a bit of a lag spike or something like that, but Liam New has lost a lot of ground there from Clements. In fact, he's lost 3rd place too, because McIntosh, he does. That was, I don't know how on earth he managed to get that. I want to have a look at a replay.
Schauler's not pleased, he's pitted, so obviously just wants to get away from the traffic. But I think Westerbork will probably have a penalty for that.
Oh, yeah, he did have some damage there, and Volbrecht put him in the wall too. But I mean, again, there's this, you can't go off the track all over the place, because you know there's no runoff area, it's just walls and barriers and all that. And New down to 6th place now. The damage will have been gone by now. Piper in 7th. Van Til's made a good start. He's up to 8th place from I think it was 13th on the grid. So something has happened further back, as you said. There's Sharp's going up through the order. He's just passing the inside of Brockner. So that's P10 now for Sharp. He's on the mediums. But McIntosh is in 2nd place. So it's a Hyundai 1-2. And then you've got Volbrecht. In fact, actually, is McIntosh on the mediums?
He is.
Yeah, he's on the mediums. So now look at this battle for 4th place then, as they go 3 wide then into the hairpin. Can Westerbork make a pass on Ethan Graham, your championship leader? One's very wide out of the hairpin, doesn't kiss the barrier, but he's holding on that 4th place. But look at Liam New, and Ethan holds on to that position.
But I think, again, the bad thing for Westerbork is it's been a lap. He's fighting for a potential podium, maybe top 5. but it already looks like he has a penalty. The standard Tokyo Chaos is ensuing, and they're going to go 3 wide through the tunnel.
Oh, Graham being shoved into the barrier underneath the wall, and now Piper's in the thick of this. Now, we saw what happened to him last week. He would try and do anything. He made the 4-wide pass to get into the lead. This time he's a little bit braver then, as Ethan shuts the door on Liam Lewis' face there, and Westerberg being squeezed there, just enough room to stick a Mazda there in that little gap, and now it's side by side into the tight chicane. Oh, and that's all happening in the chicane, and that is what we did not want to see. 2-1 into the chicane, doesn't go, and the big loser of all that was Westerberg.
Yeah, New and Westerberg are good friends, and they seem to sort of dither about when they're together on the track, and something like that was inevitable. But yeah, the Tokyo Chaos, it's been 2 laps and it's already showing.
Yeah, there was nothing that Adam Piper can do, because he was right behind when Westerberg was spinning, so nothing that Adam could have done, and Westerberg's good qualifying just gone up in smoke because of that. As you said, Schauler down in 14th place. He's just moving out of the way from over the chaos, as you said then. But Clements then, advantage over McIntosh. 1.3 seconds he has over Xavier McIntosh, sorry. And then you got Volbrecht in third. Still movers and changes then going through the field, as Evan Van Til has now got up into P5 from 13th on the grid. And now the 2 Peugeot drivers are side by side. In fact, Liam New getting into Lewis Edwards.
Yeah, that... I don't know what that was. That looked like a swipe.
Now, Liam's got to be very, very careful here, because he's on 9 penalty points. And now let's ride on board then with defending champion Lewis Edwards. Makes his way in towards the tunnel. And you can see there's Van Til in 5th, Piper 6th, New 7th, and Edwards then in 8th position. Further ahead, you can see Lewis Edwards there, as Edwards really gets into the back of Liam New.
Edwards doing his trademark trick of braking where he thinks is right, not what the cars ahead of him are doing.
And he got a lot of penalty points from doing that, so got to be a good boy, Lewis. So no love lost between those 2 teammates in the Peugeot Sport UK camp.
McIntosh is actually kind of sticking with Clements. Clements was less than a 10th quicker on the last lap, and when they've got a 2 compound difference, that's very good for McIntosh.
Yeah, really good. And also the fact that he's racing with the medium tyre, so he's getting out the way already, so that's good going that from Xavier. Keeping it in second
P2
place.
on the mediums, I think is the best that would ever have happened.
Yeah,
there was a couple of people who got podiums on them. I think Jake, myself, and Rob Adams definitely did. A couple of others might.
Yeah, I think Volbrecht may have done a couple, as well as Clements, and Edwards may have done it, I think, last season too. Speaking of Edwards, let's see, there's more madness going on. That's Piper now up into 5th position, Van Til down to 6th, and now we've got a 4-car scrap for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and further back, Ash Sharp then, leading the gang of cars. That is the 2 Lexuses. Hopefully those 2 drivers not going to be making contact with each other, like what happened at Lago last week.
Good news for Schauler, at least, as some sort of compensation, is he might not finish last. He's gained about 10 seconds on... Roberts in 3 laps, so he should be able to pass him. And I mean, there's this pack of Brockner, Sharp, and Katinas that are just scrapping away.
And then further back then there is Jeffrey Westerberg, who was battling for the top 5 position. Let's ride on board then with the Dutch driver as he's trying to catch up with the 3 guys ahead of him into the chicane.
Van Til's off. Oh no, that was messy through the chicane.
Well, we'll have a quick look.
Went off Piper, had nowhere to go, and ended up pushing him.
He made the overtake on Piper, and then he just scrapes the wall. And then was there contact being made into the chicane, or did he just lose it by himself? It looks like he may have just lost it by himself. Maybe just clipped too much curb, and the car understeer just went straight on and just kissed the barrier.
Yeah, that chicane's already caught a few people out.
It's definitely caught out both Team Atomic Kitten drivers then. So Van Til, the quality, the hard work that he did in the race there, just come a little bit unstuck at the moment, but hopefully he'll gain his momentum back. Meanwhile, the 2 Lexus drivers then of Brockner and Katinas have gone by Ash Sharp on the mediums. Now they're going to the right part of the track though, but Sharp then having a look on the inside at the hairpin on Katinas. Just can't get it done there just yet. Although, will he get the speed of the corner? He's got better traction out of the hairpin. He may get the position back.
Yeah, the Lexus is going to be able to out-drag him, though.
Yeah, actually, let's ride on board with Sharp, and you can just see how fast this Lexus is on this long straightaway. I think it's like a mile long, this long straightaway. Yeah, you can just see the Sharp now just in the toe, and, well, tell you what, he's actually getting quicker, obviously, because of the slipstream. He's trying to find any which way. Look at Sharp just weaving left and right, trying to find a way. Now he's actually bump drafting Katidas then, going into this uphill right-hander, sorry, and Katidas holds position. Sharp there fighting the understeer out of the corner.
Van and Edwards.
Oh,
Edwards
more problems.
Is off.
Not what we want. Oh, well, here we go. And this is hit the chicane again on board with Van Til. Oh, Liam New got into the barrier and that held up Edwards. And then Van Til had to run. Oh, he just mistimed the braking. He just got into the side. He just got into the right rear of Lewis. So it was just a misjudge of braking then for Van Til.
Yeah. It's funny, the post races, Ethan Graham always gets me to list down anything that I might feel might be penalty worthy. I sometimes have, on a bad day, 4 or 5. I've already got 3 written down, and we're halfway through race 1.
Yeah, the stewards are going to have a long night then, doing all these stewards' decisions then. So Van Til could be a bit on the naughty step. He's going to have some penalty points after these 3 races, I'm sure of it. But it's an
Schouler. Schouler's in the back of Roberts.
Yeah, here we go. Let's ride on board then with Schouler. Let's get some TV time with him as he's getting closer to the back of the newcomer Craig Roberts. Can't look at the speed he's coming. Late onto the brakes, into the hairpin. Probably your best place to overtake someone, and that is 13th place. Edwards down into 12th. Vesterborg 11th for Sharp in 10th. But meanwhile, Clements has now stretched his legs away from McIntosh now. 2.6 seconds is the gap there. Although Volbrecht is getting closer to the back of McIntosh's Hyundai.
Yeah, he's starting to sneak up towards him. Clements has started to slightly extend his gap now. He put in a 38.4, which is half a second clear of anything McIntosh has done, so... And sort of Ethan Graham's in no man's land, but he does have Piper and New on super soft, so Graham might have a bit of defending to do later in the race, provided these two don't hold each other up.
I'm just looking at the chat there because it's only just like 2 people said that JW97 saying nice voice break, Liam. I heard it too, but I didn't want to say it.
I don't even remember.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah, JW minds it too. Yeah,
it happens to the best of us.
Now then, Adam Piper and Liam New then together close to 5th and 6th. The post sitting down in 6th place after picking up damage on the first lap. And he's having a good scrap there with Piper, although Piper went a little wide out of the hairpin. And then Liam getting it all sideways, drifting out of that corner. And that's going to lose him a bit of momentum.
We've got a 2x2 formation here for 10th, 11th and 12th and 9th.
Oh, it's Noah's Ark here. 2x2. So who's that then? We've got Katidas in this battle, Vesterborg, Edwards and Sharp. It's like a NASCAR double file on this long straightaway. Who's going to come out the victor out of this battle? Oh, I tell you what, that's great racing. Are they going to make it 3 wide? Are they going to make it 4 wide then? Oh, and there comes Edwards. Thinks about going 3 abreast into this right-hander, but no, he doesn't. Hopefully the chicane is going to be a little bit cleaner than what it has been before in the last few laps here. Edwards and Sharp side by side, and Sharp did the right thing. Although it looks like Katidas, did he just hit the barrier off the chicane?
I know he got it very sideways, but that was a great hold from Katinas. He did so well to keep that straight.
Oh, let's ride on board a bit here now. So here we go. Oh, he put the throttle in just to not hit the edge of that barrier.
That was some very, very good car control. You would have seen a lot of people backwards there.
Sharp's lost ground on that now too. He's nearly 2 seconds away from Katidas in 11th.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
So the race is kind of panned out now, about 4 laps to go. So we'll give you a rundown. Clements' advantage then to McIntosh is at 3.1 seconds. Then Volbrecht is still within slipstream distance of McIntosh. Ethan Graham in 4th. Nearly 5 seconds off the pace of his teammate. Adam Piper in 5th, still being harassed by Liam New in 6th. I'm actually kind of surprised there with Liam New not taking full advantage with these guys that are ahead of him on medium tyres, but they are catching up though to Graham, in fairness, so maybe there's a little bit of working together here from New and Piper. An unlikely partnership is developing between these two.
No, they would fight for their life even if it is a car lapping them, but they've worked together and they've closed up onto the back of Graham. Of course, they both have the super softs, Graham has the medium, so a bit of patience and it should be a good chance at an overtake, especially out of the hairpin, that back straight. I
don't know if patience is in Adam's dictionary. I don't think it is. Or Liam's too, for that matter, so...
No, neither of them could spell it, I can tell you that.
It's actually a good showing this here from the medium drivers, with McIntosh 2nd, Volbrecht 3rd, Graham still in 4th.
Yeah, it's like I said, the chaos of Tokyo. The fact that medium drivers are running 2nd, 3rd and 4th is almost unheard of in a race 1. Maybe in a race 3 or a race 2 once they've actually done a race in the super softs, but here goes Piper on Graham.
Yeah, Piper to the inside, and that is a nice clean pass. And you feel that's probably 4th, the best that Adam can do, because he's got about 4.5 seconds to Volbrecht, who has lost a bit of ground now to McIntosh. He's 1.4 seconds away, so Volbrecht must have made a mistake somewhere on that lap that we unfortunately didn't see. So McIntosh is a little bit pressureless. What are you saying about with Graham? Oh, he's trying to find a way back on Piper.
Back.
Now, what about New? What's New going to do? I mean, we've seen the history that Ethan Graham and Liam New have had. Oh, goodness. Come on, keep it nice and tidy. Graham to the inside on Piper. Oh, they're both into the wall. Now they're free. Oh, I thought they were going to be free wide in now. Oh, look at New. Wow, opportunistic from Liam New. He's up to 4th place.
Yeah, I think
Graham
just... hello. I think Graham just tried to give the place back to Piper, slightly held Piper up, and that gave New a very opportunistic move to take both of them.
So we've got 2 more laps to go then, side by side. This is the only close, real battle for position at the moment then. 5th and 6th there. New has pulled away. Piper now into 5th place, although Graham wants it back at this fast series of corners here in the first sector.
It's not a place to make an overtake, trust me.
It's really not. It really isn't. This is pretty much a 1-lane groove around this bit. Now then,
that they both passed Graham, there's not really many battles happening, although Edwards and Katinas are quite close now.
Oh, Graham, we're still looking at the battle for 5th place then. Is Graham trying to go around the outside? Is he going to go for the crisscross on the exit? No, he doesn't. He's going to stick in behind. Let's have a look then at Edwards then. There he is in 10th place. Got Katinas, as you said, behind him in 11th place. And back in the background, oh, looks like Edwards is... Edwards fully sideways out of the hairpin. He's going to lose that 10th spot. I don't know if he had help or was it just mistiming of the braking.
Looks like he just misjudged the braking. As Graham's now fully tucked up by Piper. Yep. Let's just hope we don't have a repeat of the last lap.
In fact, Edwards giving Katinas then the old bump drive through there under the bridge now. This mile-long straightaway, if you will, which is anything but straight. Now Edwards trying to stick a BMW on the outside. Uphill this right-hander, but sticks in behind Katinas then. Katinas quite good in qualifying, but then when it comes to race pace, just seems to fall off the cliff just a teensy bit.
Yeah,
but he's on the mediums. He is on the mediums as well, to be fair.
He is. He was quite far down at the end of lap 1, so I wonder if he wasn't caught up in some mayhem.
Meanwhile, Chris Clements has started the last lap. The gap now 4 seconds he has over McIntosh, who has a 2.7 second advantage over Volbrecht. And then you got Liam New, the pole sitter. 4th place for him. I think he'd be quite happy with that. Obviously, the damage that he had on the first lap with... I'm guessing it was like some sort of lag spike with Clements that caused him to have damage, but I think he'll be relatively happy with 4th place.
He'll probably be happy with the recovery. He'll know that starting on pole he would want to either win or at least get a podium, but of course he's going faster than McIntosh and Volbrecht. He's just run out of time.
Yeah, he was just stuck behind helping Piper trying to get by Graham too. So 4th place is the best that Liam New can do. Probably 5th place is the best that Adam Piper can do. And even Graham, your championship leader, 6th position. I think he'd be quite happy finishing in 6th place, do you think? Then, even though he is on the slower tyres, considering that, you know, his teammate is 3rd. Oh, so on the same tyres, sorry.
Probably seeing what Volbrecht did, and that he was holding 4th for quite a long time, he would have liked to have it. I mean, Volbrecht is doing a very good job. His fastest lap is 6/10 quicker than Graham's, so Volbrecht and McIntosh, the medium runners, are kind of in a league of their own.
Here comes Clements then, takes the checkered flag to get his 2nd win of the season. 2 wins out of the last 3 for Clements. McIntosh gets 2nd place, the best place of the top 3 of the driver's standings. Volbrecht gets a podium out of all of that. Liam New will be happy with a 4th place finish. Adam Piper just getting 5th on the line over by Ethan Graham by just a 10th there. Everett Van Tilt in 7th, but he could be in a bit of bother with the incident with Liam New. Casper, is it Casper or is it Jasper? I can't mind again. Casper, isn't it? Yeah, Casper Brockner finishes in 8th place. Vestenborg gets a 9th place after the side-by-side incident with Liam New. Katinas gets 10th. Edwards in 11th place. Then we got to wait then for... Schauler crosses the line then in P13. And then we got to wait nearly 30 seconds then for the rookie, Craig Roberts, to cross the line. He's just making his way towards the chicane now. There he goes, nice and tidy through there. And he will finish in P14 in his first touring car race. So overall then, it was quite a hectic first couple of laps then, as predicted as it is on Tokyo. But Clements will be happy by getting his 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, he's been kind of out of the picture for the championship fight, but he'll hope that this can propel him, and maybe if he uses the Super Softs in race 2, he might be able to fight McIntosh for it.
So there is unofficially the winner. Well, obviously Clements won't do anything bad anyway. So, and he also set fastest lap 2, which will be the first one that he's done. So nearly a perfect out. Nearly got pole position in race 1. Only missing out to Liam New, but gets the fastest lap and the win. So 21 valuable points there for him. And help will go a long way towards regaining a championship like what he did in season 15. But I'll try and sort out the points for now, while Liam will sort out the lobby settings for race 2 and the unofficial results from the first race.
Yep. Go. So Chris Clements with the win. McIntosh, highest of the medium runners, only 4.5 seconds back. Volbrecht, another medium runner, rounding out the podium. Our pole setter Liam New in 4th place. Piper in 5th. Graham 6th. Van Tel 7th, although I don't think he'll finish there based on his incident with Edwards. Brockner 8th. Westerborg 9th. Katinas in 10th. Edwards, the unfortunate victim, in 11th, Sharp 12th, Schauler 13th, and Roberts in 14th with a Chris Clements fastest lap.
So the championship looks, I'm going to go for the top 7. No disrespect to the lower 7, because there's already like a big gulf between them in driver's points prior to the first race. So the championship as it is, Xavier McIntosh has gone back to the top. He's tied on points with Ethan Graham, but overall Xavier's got 3 wins to Graham's 2. So McIntosh officially is leading the championship, still tied with Ethan Graham though. And then we've got Chris Clements in 3rd with 128, Lewis Edwards on 127. Then you've got Adam Piper joint 5th with Volbrecht on 117, but Piper's got that position because he's had a win and Volbrecht hasn't. And Rob Schauler with that bad race 1, he's on 107 points. So he's already 30 points behind his teammate going into race 2. Now, someone needs to say to Roberts, the mediums have been used for race 2. Because if he's going on Leon Welsh's mediums, which he doesn't have mediums for race 2. Because they've already used it all.
I'll let them know in the chat.
Oh, hang on a sec.
As time known, they should let Roberts know very soon.
I was going to think about doing it then, but I thought better not. Some chat, the chat banter going on in between the chat there. So, yeah, very close again in the standings. Joint top, Ben, McIntosh and Graham. And then Clement's now into third place. He's now 9 points behind in the title picture. And Edwards down in that 11th place. I don't think he'd be too disappointed about that. But although saying that, he'll probably gain a few more points after the incident with Van Til.
Yeah, Van Til might get penalised, and of course Westenborg might as well, and any others we didn't see.
Has anyone told Roberts that he can't use mediums in race 2?
I've let them know.
Oh, okay then. So, right, so basically, if anyone that's new into this championship... Oh, we've got 12 people watching, that's good to see. Oh, we've got some comments on here. I've completely forgot about that. John Wilkins here says, Sean and Liam, when the BTCC games comes out, and if it has the cars from 58 to 2021, and if it also has custom liveries too, will this championship move to that game? Oh, well, interesting.
I don't think it'd have all the cars from 58 to 22. We'd probably have the 2022 cars, and maybe some of the classic cars, your old 406s, a lot of the Super Tourers, the old Minis, things like that. But if the game's good enough and we have a big enough pull towards it, I don't see why we couldn't run a league on it and run it alongside some Gran Turismo 7 stuff, as provided the game is good enough and actually fun enough and enjoyable enough to use as a league. But there's obviously high hopes for it to be the first touring car game since the old Toka games.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to this whenever the BTCC game comes out. I mean, I think it's been done by, is it Motorsport Games?
Yes, it's the same. It's the people who have the license now to R Factor, so it's going to use a lot of the physics and stuff from R Factor. So, of course, R Factor is a very popular sim racing game on PC, so it's not a terrible platform to have. Although there is a couple of complaints now and then about the R Factor physics.
And they've also got the rights for the that new NASCAR game, that NASCAR 5.
Yeah, and they're also making an IndyCar game, so they're going out there with the new games, the motorsport games.
The only problem is I've seen the NASCAR game, and it's not that good. It
wasn't very well received.
No, it's not very good. No.
But hopefully the touring car or the IndyCar game, they realised that the NASCAR game had such a terrible reception that they need to sort it out, because they also have some big names on board. Motorsport Games that are a partner of Fernando Alonso, and he wouldn't want to put his name to anything that isn't that good, because obviously he's big into his sim racing himself.
Yeah, as what JW97 is saying in the chat, they're a bit worried it's going to turn out like NASCAR 21 Ignition, just what we're touching on.
Yeah, but hopefully everyone wants a good touring car game. You had the likes of Dan Camish just pushing and pushing and pushing for a new touring car game, and
that's just all touring car fans, as us, because it's been like what, 24 years since we last played Toka 2.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. It's of course the Toka games were all well received, but back then every game was good basically when you were a kid. Or I certainly was a kid when the Toka games were out, but yeah, now in this modern age, the games are so much more scrutinised, so they need to be a lot better from the start.
Okay then, so we're getting ready then for race 2. I haven't even checked on the medium tyres. We're currently just deeply in discussion about talking about the touring car from the question from John gave us in the chat then. So race 2, it's based on results from race 1, so it'll be Clement starting on the pole, followed by McIntosh in second, and joint championship leader Volbrecht in third, Liam New in fourth, Piper fifth, Graham sixth, Van Til, Brockner, then I keep forgetting, Westerborg ninth, then you got Katinas, Edwards, then Sharp, then Schauler and Roberts complete the 14-car field in race 2. As all the engine nose rise then, as lights out and away we go then for race 2. Good start, looks like, from Adam Piper from the third row of the grid there. It looks like that even Graham got caught napping off the start. And he's going to gain 2 positions out of that because he's going to go on the outside of Liam New into the first corner. So Clements leads the way, followed by McIntosh, who's now on a set of super softs now because he used the regions in race 1. Piper in 3rd, and Liam New down into 5th position for 4th there. Looks like Avi Van Til has gained a spot 2, and looks like a good start too from Brockner. He's already up to 7th place on the grid.
Graham's going for 3rd here over Piper.
Yeah, going to go to the outside there. It looks like McIntosh is trying to get the lead away from Clements. You saw Clements then defending from the lead, and his compromise on the exit of the hairpin, and now McIntosh now into the lead of this race.
But he has 2 other Hyundais in his slipstream, 2 cars equally as quick, so he's going to be under a lot of pressure through the tunnels.
Let's have a look then at the back of the joint championship leader then. Clements in the 2, Piper in 3rd, and there is Ethan Graham in 4th. There's another movements going on. I think that is actually the 2 Lexuses then side by side, battling for 7th and 8th respectively, and now Liam New's also in the thick of that there too. Let's ride on board then with the defending champion again as he splits the 2 Lexuses apart now. So Edwards up into 11th from start, to 8th now from starting 11th on the grid.
Piper's made a hash of the chicane.
He has, and I think he'll probably have some damage too as a result, and then comes back on the racing line. That was a little bit dangerous from Piper. So not good then for Adam from being in P3. I don't know if we're a bit too late though to see the replay, unfortunately. Yeah, he just hit the barrier. Maybe just clipped a bit too much curb through there. As
something else happened between Volbrecht and Brockner.
Well, we'll probably have a quick look at a replay on that. I don't know where the F4. I don't know where is. Oh, there he is, down in 13th place. Volbrecht has had a nightmare start.
Yeah, I don't know how he was even down with Brockner, because Brockner was started down towards the sort of back end of the middle, so I'm surprised Volbrecht was even near him in the first place. I did wonder who had a terrible start. It must have been Volbrecht.
McIntosh has already nearly stretched out to nearly a 2-second lead over Clements. I'm wondering if Clements is on the mediums for this race.
He is.
Well, that's a bit of an interesting call there, really. Just looking at the medium tyres, he has got to... Well, he's at... Well, I mean... It's his second use of the medium tyres, but it's a bit of an interesting decision doing that. But I reckon it anyways.
Edwards go.
Van Til up into 4th now, and Katinas up into 5th. And there's Edwards now in 6th.
Van Til and Clements on the medium, so Katinas and Edwards could fight for a podium out of this, although Edwards might pass him here. Katinas messed up the chicane. Yeah, we were just looking at it from Van Til. But looks like he hasn't lost any positions because of it now. And there you can see now that Rob Schauler's now up into 9th place from starting P13, and he's trying to make an overtake on his former teammate. Oh God, Schauler going from move into here. It's flashbacks.
Oh, looks like New may have scraped the wall. Sharp also scraped the wall out of the first corner. And now this is pretty much constituted into a 6-car battle for, I believe that might be 4th place now, as Ethan Graham has gone up into P2.
Yeah, Katinas is looking at Van Til. If he doesn't get him in the hairpin, he should be able to get him out of it.
Oh, he's trying to go around the outside. If he gets the run, though, if he gets the traction out of the hairpin, he will have that. Plus, he'll have more help from the two from getting Edwards. They're side by side then up along this mile-long straightaway. And that Lexus just breezes by the Team Atomic Kitten car. Up into 6th now, it's 5th.
Going around the outside of anyone in one of those Lexuses, Lexi, wherever they are. It's a good achievement, and he's going to have a good run at Edwards now. Katinas can have a good race here, he can have a podium.
We would expect to see the Lexuses go quicker, like. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Brock, though, or anything like that, but we know that the Lexus is very quick as Van Til tries to dive, make a late lunge on Katinas into that right-hander, but not going to do it. And now they're going to fan out double file. They're nearly 3 abreast in the chicane. Oh, New makes it stick, and Piper hits the barrier yet again.
Yeah, New was maybe a little ambitious. He came quite hot in and ended up holding up Van Tel and Piper, so it all kind of concertinaed, but yeah, perhaps a little ambitious from New, that one.
Either way, it's made it work. He's up to 6th position. As a result, it says, I thought there was yellow flags being waved, but no, I don't think there was. I don't think there was anything that's going on then. So Clement's down to 3rd place, now under some pressure now from Katinas, who, as you said, can get a potential podium out of all of this. And there's Edwards in 5th, so you've got a 3-car scrap for the bottom step of the podium. And you got this madness of cars, which is led by Liam New and Evan Van Til, and now Schauler is there. He's gone up into 8th position, trying to defend that spot from Adam Piper into the hairpin, as looks like that is Volbrecht's trying to recover from his moment there, and gets by Kasper Brockner cleanly at the hairpin. But look at this mess of cars here, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all in one camera shot.
Yeah, Katinas is going to have a good run at Clements here. Of course, if he... Oh, that was a bit of a jolt forward. If Katinas can get past Clements and Edwards doesn't, it'll give him a chance to build a second or two advantage. I think he's just going to defend it.
Oh no, and now here comes Edwards. Edwards to the inside of Katinas there, and he makes an opportunistic pass. So Katinas then kind of just got missed out there. He was too focused trying to get by Clements, but then forgot that Edwards was behind him.
Oh, New has gone round. Oh, God.
Oh, it's all happening at the chicane yet again. Look at the madness of cars, and Piper was the victor out of all of that. But look at this. They're all bumping and barging up against the barrier. There was about 4 wide or so. And the big loser out of all of that was Schauler.
Yeah, that was just a mess. You don't really know who to attribute that blame to, but obviously New messed it up. It held up Schauler. It looked like Van Tel made it a 3 wide. Oh, and now New has gone into Van Tel.
Oh, I mean, New's got to be very careful. He is treading on thin ice. I've already said he's already got 9 penalty points. He's very close to getting a penalty ban. A qualifying ban. Sorry, and it's just absolute carnage, and that is typical Tokyo.
Yeah, the reassurances that this one would be okay maybe aren't so true.
Yep, I'm taking friendships is definitely going to be out the window here. And New is getting absolutely shoved out there. He was like 6th not too long ago. He's down in 12th now after all of that.
I'll tell you what, if I was in Schauler's shoes, I would be fuming. He was taken out in race 1 by Westenborg. He was taken out in New's mess at the chicane.
He's given Sharp a bump draft. And Van Til puts a block on Brockner too. Oh, and Sharp just been viciously punted into the wall.
That looked odd.
And again, the flash of the lights there too. I want to have a look at a replay. Looking at the back here. Yeah, Schauler gives him a bump. Gives him another bump. Oh, was it one of the Lexus drivers that just got into him?
It was Brockner that was beside him.
Here we go. Let's see. So Van Til went by. Yeah, it was Brockner that went by and just shoved him right into the barrier, and that's a hard hit.
Yeah, it was a shame for Ash. He was having a good race too up until then. And Ash Schauler's going to go around the outside of Van Til. Takes some nerves of steel to do that.
We did say that this series of corners is really not an overtaken opportunity, but Schauler's made a stick there. I don't know how in there if he managed to squeeze a Mazda in that tiny gap when Van Til tried to defend the position. Now Brockner is trying to go around the inside of Van Til, and there's Liam New and Westenborg. Those two are racing yet again. Like they were at Lago when they were like 40 odd seconds down the road, behind the road after Lago last week. And there they are. They found each other there yet again, but it's kind of quieting down just a teensy bit.
Well, because they're all taking each other out and making gaps.
What tyres is anyone else? Have you looked through the field to see who else is on the medium tyres? As we're just looking at your lead, McIntosh making his way into the chicane with a 1.7 second advantage over Ethan.
I've seen Clements, Van Til, New, Westenborg on the mediums.
So just 4 drivers then on the mediums then for race 2, okay. Just to make sure of that. Edwards and Katinas then 3rd and 4th. Clements is down to 5th. Of course, he's on the medium tyres. And there's Piper, who's been in the wars here today. Well, in this race alone. He's up into 6th place. And you've got Volbrecht, who we did see on the opening lap down in 13th. He's up to 7th, so he's away from this carnage battle there from 8th on back. It's still 5 cars, though, but it's led now by Schauler. And he's bringing Brockner with him, too. But Brockner could be a little bit under the cloud with the incident with Sharp underneath the bridge a lap ago as Schauler just kisses the barrier. Seeing the sparks fly there.
McIntosh needs to get a bit of a move on. Graham was 8/10ths quicker last lap, and then Edwards was even quicker. He set the purple lap, so Graham's only about 1.2 seconds back, so he needs to pick up the pace a little bit, start doing 38.2s, 38.1s, 38.0s like he was in practice again. Otherwise, his at one point seemingly comfortable win might not be so comfortable.
Yeah, that gap has come down a lot now. Let's see with this battle event. So Katinas has lost ground on Edwards, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pretty much spaced out, as well as 5th place and 6th place. The only real close battle now is effectively 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Well, actually that's been spread out a bit more now as Liam New battling with Evan Van Til underneath the bridge for the 7th time in race 2. And now he's going to go around the outside. Westenborg has lost a little bit of ground now, as looks like that is Brockner trying to get the position on Schauler, but Schauler hanging out around the outside and making his stick.
I always wince when I see 2 cars going in side by side into the chicane. Oh, as News giving Van Til a bit of a punt up the back in the middle of the chicane. That's not what you want.
12th place then for Westenborg, and he got the 2 MG Sport Racing leads 13th and 14th. Well, you were just about to say something before I cut you off there. What was happening?
So Ethan Graham took another 2/10ths out of McIntosh. He's not going to be too far away from some slipstreams soon, as Ethan Graham's even going setting personal best sectors now, so McIntosh needs a good last 4 laps.
Yeah, McIntosh has got 3 wins to his name already. These two are joint championship leaders going into race 2, but McIntosh does have 3 wins to Graham's 2, and the gap you can see is slowly coming down. So McIntosh has got to be careful because Ethan is catching him very, very quickly, and there's about 3.5 laps to go. So McIntosh, you better be looking at your rearview mirror because Graham is catching you really fast.
Yeah, and Graham was worried that Evil wouldn't be too quick. He sat here catching his championship rival. Maybe next lap or just early the next lap after on lap 10 he'll be in the tow. Meanwhile,
his teammate Volbrecht is now on the tow of Piper. There we go. And Volbrecht finishing 3rd in race 1, now dives to the inside of Piper. And Piper actually gave the spot, it looked like to me.
Well, he probably didn't fight it too hard. Volbrecht's been going nearly a second a lap quicker than him.
Yeah, he's probably racing with a bit of anger. What happened with Brockner? What happened in the opening lap that put him down to 13th place? So this is a great recovery drive, this from Volbrecht, up to 6th, potentially 5th too, with Clements on the slower tyres now.
I think he's going to take fastest lap here as well. He does.
He does.
So
1:37.
Fastest lap we've seen all day, and potentially the fastest lap we will see, because race 3 is probably going to be a lot of chaos.
Now these two had a tremendous scrap. I can't remember what race it was. I can't. I don't think that was a brake check from Clements there. He's just finding it a bit difficult with the slower tyres. This will really hurt the guys with the medium tyres at that part of the circuit. As now Volbrecht goes around the outside of Clements. These two were championship contenders in season 15, and now makes it stick around the outside. So Volbrecht is in 5th position. He's got 4.2 seconds to catch up on Katinas. Might be a bit too much of a gap to gain on Katinas, but still, this is a great recovery drive from Volbrecht from 13th to 5th now. And also got that bonus point for setting the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's going to have Piper's on the super soft, so he's going to want to attack, and I think Clements is also thinking of attacking Volbrecht. Touch.
Yeah, they did, and I mean, this goes back to Red Bull back at race 3. Oh my god, they're on the straightaway. This is like Van Miller and Jason Plato when they had their real life battle in 2001, the exact year the cars that are racing here right now.
Yeah, Piper tried to go to the inside to try and think of a move on Volbrecht, but he hadn't cleared Clement, so he nearly tripped over his own teammate's nose. As Brockner and Schauler are still going at it.
Yeah, still
Brockner trying to move into chicane.
Yeah, Brockner regained 8th place then. Let's have a look further back then, as it's now a free car battle with the team of Tom McKinnon boys and the second of the Peugeot Sport UK drivers of Liam New. Finished 4th in race 1. And he should be starting, I believe, 4th in race 2 if he stays 4th in race 3, as he says as it is. As he was trying to go to the inside, but Van Til had that covered because he parked out in the middle of the corner.
It's all kind of slightly quieting down now. You think Volbrecht should be able to keep Piper at bay. Still got Brockner and Schauler. Although New, Van Til and Westenborg are kind of starting to close in.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we're just looking at that battle there too. Just looking at the battle at the at the front there, and now McIntosh has saw the warning that Graham was giving him, and now he's pulled away to 1.5 second advantage now.
Yeah, he was 6/10 quicker on the last lap. Graham had a poor lap. His last laps were all 0.3s or 0.2s, and then it was a 0.7 with McIntosh setting his PB, so it's quite good for McIntosh. It's what he needed, Graham to have a little mistake somewhere.
News up into 10th place now. He's gone by Evan Van Til.
Van Til's going to be back on him though.
Yeah, and he's going to have the help from his teammate Westenborg too. In fact, they're pretty much bump drafting each other, New and Van Til. And Westenborg said, no, I'm not going to bump draft you. I'm just going to go try and go down the outside. Which Van Til's trying to do too. And did he get squeezed into the barrier? And there's nowhere for Westenborg to go. Although going to the racing line, and Van Til makes it. That was aggressive, but made it work.
New is very lucky that Van Til made the move, otherwise he would have looked at a penalty for putting Van Til in the wall. But now he's got the other Atomic Kitten Mazda behind him.
Yeah, he did squeeze him up into the wall, and again, Westenborg had nowhere to go, and Van Til just brakes, then just shuts the door right in Liam New's face. Oh, no! Oh, and he's been collected! Was that a wheel disconnection?
News on a pad. Westenborg was down his inside. There is this history of Liam New doing this. Westenborg was down his inside. He had his nose there, you knew, because Liam New defended. New has turned into Westenborg, and he has this history of being very dramatic after a crash. So he's basically stopped and fired himself to the left and into the wall. So I don't think there's anything in that. That would be New's fault, and he's been the loser out of it.
It looks like Sharp and that lot have basically given up. So a disastrous day then for the AMG Sport and Racing. Sharp then down in P13, and he's like nearly 52 seconds away from New. As meanwhile, McIntosh, he's just making his way into the chicane, and for the final time, it's going to be 4 wins of the season. We're not even halfway through this championship, and McIntosh has got 4, and he's going to be your new championship leader then after race 2. Here they come then across the line. 4 wins now for McIntosh, second for Graham, and Edwards gets third. And then here comes Katinas, then just missing out on the podium, 4th place. Then Volbrecht, great recovery drive to get P5. Piper gets 6th position. Then you got Clementson 7th, the best place at the medium tyres. And then who's going to get 8th place then? It is going to be Schauler, and something must have happened between himself and Brockner, because there was 3.7 seconds between the pair of them afterwards. Meanwhile, the team of Tom McKinnon then side by side, and Westenborg just gets Van Til across the line by 63 thousandths of a second, and then we got to wait for Liam New, who has just again had another very exciting race again, and he's just going to crawl across the line to get P12, but he will start 3rd in race 3. And then here comes Sharp. He's just crossing the line. I don't think he's going to make the start finish line, unfortunately. But on the plus side, it's going to be MG Sport Racing 1 or 2 for race 3 for come the reverse grid.
Yeah, but around here, reverse grid, it kind of means nothing. It's every man for himself and almost a luck game.
And we're just still waiting there. There's Chris Roberts, the new guy then coming across the line in 14th place. I think is Sharp going to make it? I think he is. Just sparkling across the line. There he goes. And I don't think Chris Roberts is going to make it. Oh, he didn't make it. He just DNF'd, unfortunately. Oh, he only just missed out. But yeah, another good performance that, and a good drive, and another race win for McIntosh, who I believe that's the most wins he's ever had in a championship now.
Well, that's not bad considering we're only in the 4th round.
Yeah, race 11 out of 27. So that's nearly like a 50% win ratio, nearly for McIntosh, and he will extend the championship lead then. Well, it was tied with Graham before this race, and it will be up to, I believe, 3 points now. So I'll post up the unofficial race 2 results. There'll be movers and shakers then after race 2 in terms of that, but there you go. You can comment on the results then from race 2 then, Liam. Well, that's all the points.
So McIntosh now his own championship lead, no longer tied. Graham at 2nd, Edwards 3rd, Katinas 4th, Volbrecht 5th, a good recovery from him, Piper 6th, Clement 7th, Schouler in 8th, Brockner in at 9th, Westenborg 10th, Van Tel 11th, New 12th, Sharp 13th, and Roberts 14th. The Volbrecht fastest lap with a 37.7.
And that is done to the championship. As we said then, McIntosh leads the way, 157 ahead of Ethan Graham, 154. Then you have got Lewis Edwards on 142 points, Chris Clements on 137, Volbrecht on 129, Piper on 127, and Schouler, who has not had 2 good races, is now fallen even more behind his teammate now. He's now 42 points behind Xavier McIntosh. He sits on 115. So if X-Boy is to win the team's championship, then Schouler's... I mean, he's been a little bit unlucky in terms of the 2 races, but this is where he's got to pull out a race win here, you feel, for Schouler.
It's going to be hard. Wherever you start in Tokyo, it's almost a roll of the dice. It's pure luck. So, I mean, you have as much of a chance winning starting pole as you do 9th.
Just looking further down through the order then. So Piper's on the mediums. I think there should only be a couple of drivers on the mediums. Roberts should be using his first set of mediums in race 3. So just checking in the chat there to see that sorry, there, yeah, and there you can see there, yeah, Roberts is using the mediums in race 3, so that's good.
Apparently there's an issue, a lot of the drivers are still in the daytime, so I'm having to reset the time of day.
Okay, that's interesting.
Wait for it to load.
There we go.
And then back to nighttime.
And yeah, nighttime could be a little bit more interesting, you know, because when it comes to nighttime, there's a bit of a more of a magnetic attraction to other cars when it comes to night racing, isn't it? We did see a lot of that at Bathurst last season.
Yeah, and I mean, we've already seen some chaos. What's it going to be like when you take some of the vision away?
So this is going to be quite interesting to see this for race 3 then. Strap yourselves in for the people that are watching this, because race 3 is going to be very exciting, and especially with a reverse grid too. Anyway, it's going to be an MG Sport Racing front row, as I said then. It will be Roberts, followed by Sharp. And also, just to confirm there too, yep, that Chris Roberts is using the mediums in race 3. Not seen a lot of Chris, but I'm hoping he's getting quicker and quicker. We did see him, he's a little bit off the pace in terms of practicing, but we're hoping that he is getting quicker as the races go on.
Craig's had a tough start, but he's on pole. Of course, he's on the mediums, but so it's either his time to shine or his time to cause some chaos.
And we're hoping it's the first one, not the second option.
Well, we always like a bit of chaos, but not too much.
Not too much. Yeah.
We hope for his sake he has a good race.
So there's a bit more TV time then for Craig Roberts. I don't know if he's going to be back in the car next week at Suzuka or if Leon Welsh will be back in it. If he's recovered from his illness, which we hope he get well soon, Leon. So then there's a look then at Lewis Edwards, third in the championship, coming into race 3 now. Bit of an interesting 2 races he's had. Obviously 11th in race 1, obviously been punted off by Van Til. Got a 3rd in race 2. He's going to be starting 12th in race 3 with the Super Softs. Where do you think he'll be after all that? Because this is going to be an absolute mess come race 3. And I mean, the drivers at the back of the pack, they're going to be on the Super Softs. So what they're going to do, they're going to try and work their way out through the pecking order.
I mean, they can either try and make places up early, or some of them might just not even attempt to move and just let everything play out in front of them. But you can be super cautious, super careful into turn 1 and still get caught up in a crash. So you sometimes see people go aggressive and by the end of sector 1 they're 3rd somehow. Or you can be super cautious and you'll still be last. So there's no real set way to play it. It's what you are going to try and do, because either will work.
Just looking there, I think looks like McIntosh has stopped on the grid there as the cars come making their way out to the pits to do a bit more practicing then. But McIntosh has regained the championship lead. It's the first time he's got back hold of that lead after the season opener at Red Bull Ring, when he got 2 wins out of the 3. And you could say it's been a very solid run actually for McIntosh, even though he's going to start last on the grid. But he's had a 2nd in race 2 with the mediums, and a win in race... Hang on, I said a 2nd in race 1, sorry, yeah. I think that's what I said, didn't I?
For who, sorry?
For McIntosh. He got a 2nd in race 1 and a win in race 2. So overall, this has been a very good points day for McIntosh. And also for Ethan Graham too.
Nah, that's why Volbrecht lost all his places. He started in 2nd. I was trying to work out who lost places, because Graham went up, Piper went up, all of them went up. So I knew it was Volbrecht who had the bad start. Starting in 2nd, especially in the Evo, is not a good choice.
Just saw Liam there just ghosting through Clements. So yeah, you could see that's a bit of a rookie mistake from Volbrecht, and wouldn't find that from Volbrecht. I mean, you know, I'm very surprised that his good friend Phantom hasn't said anything in the chat. I'm actually quite saddened by that, because he likes to give Twan some support, but I haven't seen him in the chat, unfortunately. Not unless if I've put it on live chat and see if it's there, but
I'll say the cars under the floodlights and everything do look quite spectacular.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So Graham was telling you to get ready. So we are going to get the last race underway, and it is a reverse grid order from the results from race 2, as Nu just lovely spins his way into the bridge. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so here we go then. Race 12 out of 27, the final race of the night under the lights at Tokyo Expressway South Outer Loop. It is an MG Sport and Racing front row with Robertson, Sharp, Nu, Van Til, Vestenborg, Brockner. Then there's Schauler, Clements, Piper in 9th. Then you've got Volbrecht in 10th.
Roberts is in 6th gear.
Really?
He's in 6th gear. Oh, now he's going down.
Very interesting choice then from Roberts then, as he makes his way then. Actually, well, it must have worked actually. Now what's happened? Where's Sharp? Sharp's fallen all down to last position.
I wonder if he's just letting everyone go.
Here we go then. Let's see what the madness can do with Roberts leading the way. Looks like he's doing a good job so far. Here comes Nu. He's going to try and go around the outside of Roberts, though. Roberts kind of leans on Nu. Sparks flying everywhere out of that corner. More sparks flying onto the left side now. More sparks being flied. Now they're 3 wide underneath the bridge, then into the hairpin. This is going to get absolutely messy. They're 4 wide, maybe 5 wide. Into the hairpin we go. On board now with Ethan Graham, and just see the absolute traffic jam of cars. They are 4 wide out of there. They got the 2 Vauxhall Motorsport then in the middle there. That was Volbrecht then getting into Clements then too. Now he's getting into Prasper Brock now. Brock now, and it's absolute chaos then. And now you can see Roberts down to 7th place. Emma Van Til has gone into the lead of the race. Schauler's up to 2nd.
Yeah, Schauler had a good start. Oh, but
he's
him and
gone for the
Van Til
lead.
have collided.
Oh, and moves hard into the outside wall and comes back across the track. More sparks being flied, more sparks being kicked up now out of the bridge. Absolute chaos already. This is just lap 1 out of 11.
Yeah, this
is a mess. This is a mess going into the chicane.
Tokyo.
This is a mess going into the chicane. I'll be surprised if everyone makes it out alive. The one that's just missed out is Clements, and there's contact, and into the sideways goes Van Til, who's going to lose a couple of spots out of that as well. And Clements is now down to P10 as a result there, but it was all going on in the chicane there. Van Til looks like he gave Clements no room at all, and both of them, paid the price for that.
Yeah, and Graham's lost out of it. He's down to... Oh!
Oh, more sideways. More cars hit into the wall. Graham has hit the wall extremely hard as well.
Who was that? I think that was Roberts. Has just gone careering into the back of McIntosh and caused a concertina effect.
Oh,
I think it was Roberts.
Well, let's ride on board with Ethan as he was on... As you can see, Roberts on the outside of Clements. Oh, he just bumped into one of the Lexuses. That was Katidas. Yeah, he just forgot to brake.
This is a very, very messy start. I did warn when Tokyo was back on that I was assured it would be okay. I'm not quite sure it is.
Yeah, we're not going to see that for a while now. Anyway, Westenborg's going for the lead. Jeffrey Westenborg on the outside. Yeah, that was the outside. Sorry, my apologies. Still on the outside though, but watch out for Brockner. Brockner in that Lexus is in P3, followed by Piper. And meanwhile, Edwards has gone up into P5. He's just going to go around the outside of Volbrecht into the right-hander. He's got the position. Nice pass there from Edwards.
Westenborg's got the lead now. He passed Schauler around the outside.
And that's not what Schauler needs. Schauler needs a good performance here. He needs a win just to help his team get closer to the championship in terms of the teams won, because both Volbrecht and Graham have had better races than what Schauler has had in the other two. So this is a must-win opportunity here for Schauler.
Well, since he's had his crash with Van Til on lap 1, there's kind of a cloud on Schauler, so who knows whether he's even still net in this. We'll only find out in the next coming days what will happen with penalties. There's going to be a lot to sift through.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, busy day for the stewards then. More sparks being kicked up. We're just looking then at Van Til as McIntosh has scraped the wall. McIntosh has done all right. He's up into 7th place. He started last. But you just feel fair that Clements down in 10th place. Do you think he may have shot himself in the foot by using the mediums in race 2 and then in race 3 he was starting middle of the field?
It's possible. He might have, you never know, with race 2 he might have still been passed by Edwards, Graham and McIntosh anyway, so he's gotten a good result on worse tyres, but like I say, it's a complete lottery. Race 3 around a track like this, with the leader starting on mediums, it is a pure lottery.
Oh, this looks like Katidas then nearly scrapes the barrier then as he's trying to make a pass on Van Til.
Whoa!
More sparks being flied up there. Was that so? Oh God, what's happening now? Piper's caught up now, as well as Volbrecht, and Edwards is now down to 7th now.
Piper put a very, very late block on Brockner, but he still got through.
Oh yeah, that was a very sharp block. And further back in the background too, I think that Clements was making a pass, or was that... No, Clements made the pass on Katidas, so Clements now up into 9th. But it's now Schauler with the lead. Westenborg 2nd, Brockner in 3rd, Volbrecht in 4th, Piper in 5th. Being, oh my, this is not going to end well here. Side by side with the fast series at corners. Someone's going to end up in the barrier. It's going to be Volbrecht. And he's going to lose 3 positions as a result of that from Piper.
And McIntosh is up to 5th, Piper's on the mediums. A win is not out of the question for McIntosh.
Oh, and with Schauler leading.
Piper lets him go. He's also letting. Oh, is he? I think he's letting
Volbrecht through. Yeah, because I think Piper knew he was at fault. The only problem is he let Van Til through, so Van Til's just gifted that 7th spot, and in fact Clements as well.
But Clements is on super soft, so it's probably a smart move getting out the way.
And this is all helping McIntosh as well, because he had a bit of a disaster at Lagor last week. This has turned out to be a perfect one, and considering that Ethan Graham is in 11th place, this is going to be a very good points day for McIntosh there now. And he is catching up, though, to Brockner, 2 seconds down the road in that Lexus.
He is, and the top 3 are all together, and I mean, Schauler seeing McIntosh in 4th, only about 2.5 seconds off the lead.
Do you think he's going to hold
playing the team game?
He's going to definitely hold up Westenborg and Brockner to let McIntosh catch up to him as he kisses the barrier. Well, that's not in the script. He's kind of messed himself up.
No, he's let Volbrecht and Edwards through, and now Schauler can't really play the team game. He's got to fight for himself, but he might have a penalty hanging over his head, so he might just have to full pace now, try and build a gap to negate any possible penalty.
Oh, that's not what McIntosh needed now, because Van Til's on the inside, and if he's not going to be careful, Clements can sniff an opportunity as well as Piper as well. So that is not what McIntosh really needed to do, making a mistake. And again, at the far series of corners, they're really holding each other up because they're still side by side. And now the 2 Vauxhall Motorsport drivers are caught up to them, and it's allowed Volbrecht and Edwards to pull away.
Yeah, although at least for him, his nearest rival, Edwards Graham, is down in 11th, although he's having a look on Katinas. So he's still, bit of contact. There's a couple places between him and his main rival, and he's back, he's alongside Van Til. Van Til's going to take him right to the wall.
Oh, and Clements is going to have nowhere to go after all this. We ride on board then with Clements there, and they're bumping and barging on the straightaway. McIntosh is not liking it.
What is Van Til doing?
He's just basically driving it the side. It was like a typical go-kart manoeuvre, that. Now he's nearly getting into Clements as well. And Piper wants a piece of the action too. And now Van Til's getting sideways into Piper and Clements and McIntosh. Does he not know how to drive in a straight line?
I think Van Til was trying to almost pet manoeuvre them. What is going on in this race?
Oh, Van Til's going to get a hefty penalty here as he tries to go late into the chicane.
Brockner's leading now.
Oh, Brockner's now leading the race. And he was third at one point. Oh, he was third the last lap.
Yeah, I wonder if something's happened between Schauler and Brockner, whether they've had a Schauler and Westenborg, whether they've had a small coming together or held each other up. But Edwards is now in the mix. We know how he acts at night races.
Oh, more sparks flied up there, and the leader kicked up some sparks as well as Schauler, and now Westenborg is up at the 2nd place. It's an absolute mess in race 3. Right on board now with Volbrecht, who's now up into 5th place, and he is now within touching distance of a win potentially too. The only problem is he's got to get by Lewis Edwards or safely navigate to get him. In fact, he's going for the inside of the hairpin now, just as much as Schauler's trying to make a move on the inside of Westenborg, and he's got that stick now. They're nearly 3 wide off the hairpin, and Volbrecht is going to get 2 positions potentially.
I think Schauler's going to give the toe to Westenborg. Westenborg's not a team's title rival now, whereas JS Motorsport are. I know he's just taking his own racing line, and so be it, whoever gets the toe.
My God, look at the close racing we have here then, underneath the bridge to go. Oh, there's Edwards on your left side there, Twan, just let you know. He's still on your left, side there, Twan. Now Westenborg pulls out to the right and tries to make the pass back on Schauler, but Westenborg nearly gets shoving out Volbrecht out wide. Now Edwards is going to have a look on the inside of Volbrecht then into the tight chicane, and Edwards doing the wise thing, backing out of it though as Westenborg makes a mistake out of the hairpin, just clips the end of the barrier, and Volbrecht now into P3.
And McIntosh is back to almost 2.5 seconds off the lead. He's in the slipstream of this group ahead. And
now Clements has gone by Van Til for 7th spot. God, about 5 more laps to go. I don't know if we can take much more of this.
I'm just lost as to what is going on.
Ethan's actually up to 9th spot now, and he's only 5 seconds down the road of the leader from Brock now.
Yeah, he's only 2.5 seconds off his rival McIntosh, who of course is behind their other rival Edwards. And with the way this race is going, Graham could win the race. God knows anyone could win.
Yeah, anyone. Yeah, you can even say that fucking Sharp can win this race. The way he's got.
races at Tokyo go, who knows?
Who knows
so
exactly?
McIntosh gets one of them done. He gets past Westerbork.
And looks like again Clements and Van Til still battling for 7th place. And Clements just getting that spot back. This is a danger zone. This is a real danger zone this here for McIntosh, because he's all over the back of Edwards, and he's got to make the move stick here. He's got to make a brave pass, because if he doesn't do it, Westerbork's there to take that spot back.
Yeah, you see so many people bump draft up here, and then the car that's behind the pair just passes them, and it looks like Westerbork is going to have a chance at passing McIntosh. Thinks better of it.
Volbrecht passes Schauler around the outside up into the uphill right-hander there. That was a superb pass then from Volbrecht. And now he's going to set his sights then on Brockner, who's jumped out to a 1.5 second advantage then as we start lap 8 now. Looks like someone that ran right out of the hairpin. Yeah, it was Westerbork that ran a little bit right out the chicane. My apologies there. It's all happening then in race 3. The reverse grip then always conjures up some incredible racing here. And Clements goes around the outside of Volbrecht and takes 6th position. And now Van Til wants a piece of it now. He wants 7th place then on his teammate, and he can't do it.
Piper could have a look back at Graham here. Something must... I don't know what's happened to Graham, but he lost 2 seconds somewhere in the middle of that lap.
And Katinas is catching 2 in that other Lexus. Now, looks like the 2 Team Atomic drivers then are side by side there. Piper, just look at the struggling with the medium tires and how much time he loses, though, on the back of even Graham. And again, that looks like Van Til looking to the inside then of Westerbork. That will be for 7th place. Little bit of contact and Van Til is through. Although Westerbork wants it back.
You just don't know where to look. Do you look at McIntosh and Edwards? Do you look at the Team Atomic Kittens? Do you look at Katinas, Graham, Piper? Although they have caught up to the 2 Atomic Kittens. They were out of the tow, but Graham's back in the tow, and I think these 2 squabbling might be his chance. Oh, Westerbork close to the wall. And this is going to help Graham even more, because he's going to get a double tow out of the pair of them. Van Til's gone back through. Although Westerbork wants it around the outside, hits the barrier, and nearly comes right into the path of Ethan. That's a spot gained now. As Clements has hit the wall.
Clements hit the wall on the outside of the chicane. So he's going to lose some momentum, and now he's going to be hunted again by Van Til.
Yeah, the place he just gained, is he going to lose it again? He might be able to hold it if he just sticks all the way to the inside, but Van Til has such superior momentum, it might not even matter.
Top 5 then separated by 2.2 seconds then as we've got 2.5 laps to go. The 2 export drivers running 3rd and 5th then. Edwards in the middle of an export sandwich. Volbrecht in 2nd is still Casper Brockner trying to get Lexus their first win since season 9. It's been a long wait for Lexus if they can get a win. And it'd be also nice to see a first time winner in this championship.
Yeah, it's just, can Volbrecht catch, and what about the 3 behind them?
Well, the thing is, though, was Volbrecht set a 1:37.7, so again, pretty much nearly the same time as what he did in race 2. 1.2 seconds the gap he is, though, to Brockner, though.
Yeah, now Schauler's back in Volbrecht's tow, and Schauler is a friend of Brockner, so if he can... is he going to look for it? No, thinks better of a move, sticks in behind.
Oh, Edwards nearly getting into the back of Schauler there.
Graham side by side with Clements now.
Oh, and there's Graham then. He's been shoved off into the wall by Clements. Oh, and now Katinas is in the thick of the battle with a Team Atomic Kitten sandwich then. Look at this, nose to tail, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th.
Edwards has passed Schauler. Schauler's going to let McIntosh go, I imagine.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play the team role. In fact, McIntosh is going to get the tow from Edwards, and you called it there. Yeah, I saw an indication there flashing on there from Schauler. So Schauler's pretty much sacrificed the 3rd spot there as drivers again kicking up some sparks out of turn 1. As Ethan has finally got through on Clements then. Now he's side by side with Piper. Don't forget, these 2 have had some races in race 3, but well, They certainly have made some aggressive racing between the two teammates from each other. We saw that at Red Bull at race 1, and we saw that again in race 2 tonight.
This is going to be close, a lap and a half. Without a mistake, it looks like Brockner should be able to hold on, but what's going to be the order of second, third and fourth?
Van Til's going for a double pass on both the Vauxhall Motorsport drivers, and he may have it stick.
I think Clements is going to have the grunt. The Hyundai is very quick and straight. But then you've also got Katinas and Piper with slipstreams, who might also pass Van Til.
Just again looking at the battle then for second, third and fourth. Then Brockner's still starting to stretch his legs away. Edwards then goes to the outside. What is he going to do? Look at Jim McIntosh. He's going to go free wide and put Volbrecht in the middle. Oh my goodness me. And Edwards has gone into second place. McIntosh in third and Volbrecht down to fourth place. But that was some great racing just then.
That has just shown everyone how you race at Tokyo. Never done like you could go 3 wide and have next to no contact. That was incredible racing.
I think Volbrecht was like, oh, what do I do in that situation? But there you go.
The best thing to do is just hit the brakes and let them go.
So we're going to start the last lap then. Brockner still with the advantage though, but look at McIntosh around the outside of Edwards. He's got to be careful here. Edwards holding on to second place, but these 3 drivers are literally separated by pretty much like a cigarette paper by the looks of it. Insane racing between these 3 drivers, these 3 championship drivers. Showing what BTCC racing is all about. Close, competitive, hard racing, but clean racing at that as well.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a crucial straight. Because McIntosh has a quicker car than Edwards in a straight line.
You watch Edwards going defensive. You watch Edwards going really defensive. Let's ride on board then with Volbrecht and just see the run that he's getting there. Actually, I don't know if they were catching up to Brockner further ahead. I don't know if Brockner had a bit of a bad run out of that hairpin.
McIntosh is taking fastest lap as well, 37.6.
And even Graham's up to 6th place. I don't know if I've covered that. I can't mind if I have.
I think so.
I think McIntosh is setting up. He's got an overlap on Edwards, and that's second place now. Is Volbrecht going to take advantage there and get that third spot? Although Edwards tries to and get the toe for McIntosh, but Volbrecht is there, sticks his Mitsubishi in there. So close there, Edwards up into the wall, nearly Sparks being kicked up yet again. But Volbrecht is up into P3 and on the bottom step of the podium. But meanwhile, though, Casper Brockner is going to get Lexus' first win since we think it was Liam McEwen back in season 9. It's a win then for Lexus. And it's going to be Casper Brockner, his 9th race in this season, gets his first win there. McIntosh, great drive there to get second place. Volbrecht in third, Edwards in fourth. Well done to these 3 drivers then for putting on a show in the last 2 laps there. Schauler in 5th, Graham in 6th, Clements gets 7th, Evan Van Til in 8th. 9th place then goes to Katinas. I think I've said this first name right. I hope I have. Anyways, Piper gets 10th. Ben Vestenberg 11th place. Looks like Sharp is going to get 12th place on the line there from Liam New. Looks like Liam just may give that spot up there.
Sharp has damage. Maybe New has put him in a wall.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit there. And then we got to wait then a long time then for Craig Roberts, who started on the pole, and he's a minute and 14 seconds behind the winner. But what a madness third race that was there, Liam, and a new winner too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was a pure lottery. I mean, McIntosh from the very back of the grid was a second off of winning the race. I mean, it is just purely keep your nose out of any trouble, which half the time isn't even in your control. It's just, that is chaos at the finest degree.
JW97 said, how did the lead commentator not lose his breath after that? I don't know. My voice is gone. My voice is completely gone after that. What a race 3 that was. But anyway, congratulations then to Casper Brockner, another first-time winner of this season. Well, of it. Something like that, anyway. I think he becomes the 6th different driver. Yeah, indeed he does. So there's the unofficial results then for race 3. There'll be some, again, movers and shakers then regarding penalties. But anyway, Brockner wins. McIntosh 2nd, Volbrecht 3rd, Edwards 4th, Schauler gets 5th position. Even Graham ended up finishing in 6th position. Clements in 7th, Evan Van Til in 8th. Then Katinas in 9th, Piper 10th, Vesterborg 11th, Sharp gets 12th, and Liam New 13th, and the newcomer Craig Roberts getting 14th place then. So what a round that was there, Liam. Absolutely enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it's what we expected from Tokyo. There's just chaos and incidents and, at moments, good racing.
Indeed, yeah. Absolutely. And just to end the stream then, your pick for drive of the day.
I mean, it's quite clear when it has to be McIntosh. If you get second, first, and second, there's no way you don't win driver of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Superb points out, and then for McIntosh there, superb for him. I think that's like 54 points, I believe he got. So, yeah,
something
that's
that.
huge.
And he got a fastest lap, so 55 is a very, very good total.
Yeah, and he's going to have a good advantage then going into round 5, where they will drive to Suzuka. So we're staying over in Asia, or Japan, for pretty much the halfway point of the season. So we're going to end the stream right now then. Absolutely entertaining stuff as always in this series. The BTCC blueprints there, never surprising us. So we're going to do it all over again next week at Suzuka. So we're just going to end the stream right now. So I've been Sean.
And I've been Liam.
And we'll see you again at Suzuka next week.